Honey, if you've been tuned into Basketball Wives, then you know Jackie and Doug Christie's love story is the envy of the seasons. After 2 decades together, their union looked like it was going to last till infinity. But baby, we couldn't be more wrong. Now, Jackie and Doug are out here telling their sides of the story amidst messy divorce rumors. And child, somebody got to be lying. Let's dive into the tea, y'all. Jackie has been living her best bougie life as the queen of a now retired NBA basketballer for years. Her and Doug were the perfect image of a rock-solid relationship. They met in the early 90s, and the two fell hard for each other, finally tying the knot in 96. And Jackie said, bet, let's do this every single year. And she meant that. So sis and Doug renewed their vows every year, and we counting 28 years, girl.
I've been married to Douglas Christie for 23 years. We've had so many weddings, small and big, and nobody has ever said, oh my God, another wedding. It's a tradition that we made that we just wanted to do together and to include our family and friends, and it's become such a big thing. Our first wedding was in Seattle, Washington at our home. It was beautiful. Everyone was there that could make it out at such a short notice. My husband and I had been dating for about 3.5, almost 4 years, and then we got engaged on a Friday. He proposed. We wanted to get married on Monday, but we had to get a marriage license. Tuesday, we were married. Since I got married so quickly, I just ran out and bought a beautiful black dress for the first one. My hair was cut short. I had braces at the time. It was hilarious. We decided when we got married that year, since it was so quick, we said, let's renew our vows next year so more of our people that's far away can make it. And it became the Christie family tradition where we would renew our vows, get married, whole wedding, the whole shebang every year after that.
We're not talking about no cute little backyard ceremony. Jackie always made sure to make a whole event out of it every single time. Talk about a brand new wedding dress, walking down the aisle, handmaidens, cake, a whole wedding party. Listen, we're all for Black love, but y'all, renewing your vows yearly because you're scared your man's gonna forget he's married? Fans were quick to point out the absurdity of it all. I never believed their marriage was all that solid. She was too insecure of Doug, and that marriage renewal every year was also an act of insecurity to me. I believe she had caught Doug cheating before and clearly did not trust him. I'm not shocked they divorced. But that is just the tip of the iceberg of the weird things Jackie Christie has made her hubby do to give the world this grand illusion of their love being one and true. Let's talk about how this woman follows her man across countries to every basketball game, while other NBA wives at home chilling. Jackie would be courtside every single game, watching Doug like a hawk. And child, she wasn't just spectating. She was out there throwing hand signals with her man. Doug would be on the court playing, and instead of giving the game his 100% concentration, he'd be on the court throwing up gang signs to his wife, Jackie. Now, it was mostly him just telling her, I love you, boo, but tell me why this man once threw up the I love you sign more than 50 times in one game. If that's not the definition of performative, girl, I don't know what is. Now, not only was Doug out there on the court throwing out hand signals to Jackie, the man also admitted that he avoids conversations and even eye contact with other women. He said, every conversation I've ever had with a woman since we've been married besides my wife, she knows about. She's been there. But what are we talking about? Banking, mortgage? Other than that, I don't have anything to say to anybody. It's taking up my time, and my time is limited to basketball and my family. Jackie Christie used to arrive before games with her husband and leave with him afterward. She sent him handwritten notes in the locker room before each game, which were usually taken to him by a team attendant. He would always write a reply and send it back. Sometimes on the road, Jackie would ride in a car behind the team bus, talking to Doug on his cell phone until he arrived at the hotel or arena. And child, did you know that during this time with the Toronto Raptors, Jackie was uncomfortable with a woman working for the Raptors going into the locker room to distribute statistics after games. So she made Doug switch dressing rooms to an adjacent locker. Jackie made it clear to her husband and team employees that certain female reporters should not be allowed to interview him unless she was present. If she wants an interview, I will attend it with my husband so there can be no games, she said.
Although people think I'm this psychopath that'll just go crazy if a girl touches Doug, I probably would, but for the most part, he knows that, and he respects me and respects what I'm about. And I mean, I've cried, I've threw glasses against the wall. You don't wanna know the stuff I've been through, and I think that made us stronger because each time he always comes, he gives me a hug, and he's that peaceful part that makes it all worth it to me to share what we have and our truth.
Now, this whole Hawkeye situation almost cost Doug his NBA career. After he stopped playing for the Toronto Raptors, an Eastern Conference team official said that he had warned the Sacramento Kings about obtaining Doug because some of these issues his wife had raised in Toronto. Now, in spite of this, Jackie saw no issue whatsoever in his behavior, claiming that she had to protect her territory. Jackie said, "I have a jealous bone in my body. Yes, it's probably as big as me. I'm very easygoing until I feel a threat." She added, "Doug is allowed to look at females. I would prefer he didn't." Jackie has always made it clear that she's Doug's ride or die. I mean, sis even jumped courtside to come to her man's aid during a brawl with Rick Fox back in '02. While most NBA wives would be on the sidelines clutching their pearls, Jackie literally said, "Hold my purse."
Love it.
Or just trying to find a teammate.
Yeah.
Offensive foul on Rick Fox. Christie put it back in Fox's face and pushes him back again. And we have pushing and shoving between the Kings and Lakers here early. I told you it was postseason intensity in the preseason, and right away it begins.
And I'm not sure at that point if he jets the elbow out a little bit, he takes exception. There you go. Ball to the face. Hand to the face.
Ooh.
Another hand to the face.
No, punch to the chin.
I guess the one thing you wonder, does that constitute a punch right there?
Well, both have been ejected. That certainly does. There's no question about that.
That's an uppercut.
So Fox and Christie have both been ejected here in the opening 2:07, and Christie taken by security back to the locker room. A quick night. You saw some ill-advised fan throw something, and Staples Center security right there. Meantime, they're racing back into the tunnel. There's a fight going on between the two as they were being ejected. A bizarre scene here at Staples to open in the end of the preseason. This is out of the WWE. Chairs are being thrown. All the Sacramento Kings are back there. None of the Lakers. I don't know if it was Fox as he was being escorted out. Devon's is trying to keep the peace.
Big Daddy, too.
Yeah, O'Neal has come around, and he's trying to lay his order. And now Devon's and O'Neal are pushing. It's O'Neal's words that have infuriated this rivalry. The gentleman there is the head of Sacramento Kings security. Shaq might be trying to keep the peace. It was, in fact, Rick Fox who went back there and continued the altercation with Christie.
But it would seem that their marriage has been hanging by a thread all this time, and these gestures of grandeur were just a ruse to cover up the truth that their union was falling apart. Allegedly, Jackie got tired of having to constantly overwork herself, hoping that Doug's eye wouldn't wander. She became too anxious and insecure, and she decided to end it for her own well-being. Then there is this other theory that Doug got tired of Jackie monitoring him all the time and went ahead to cheat on her. So now she's pissed and is filing for hundreds of millions in divorce settlements. And people are shocked about this recent news of divorce and alleged $300 million lawsuit between the two. One user said, "Jackie Christie filed for a divorce from Doug? We are certainly in the last of days." Now, a lot of fans are calling cap on this news, saying ain't no way this scenario is playing out. So I guess for now, all we can do is sit and watch the whole thing. Meanwhile, lots of people have been calling Jackie delusional and unhinged, saying they don't understand why Doug has stayed with her for so long. I mean, y'all remember when Jackie's own daughter, Takari Lee, whom she had with her first husband, said a whole lot about her in a book she released back in 2017. Takari titled the memoir Lights to a Shadow. In it, she talked about everything she went through with her mom, Jackie, just because she wasn't as thin or as light-skinned as Chantel, Jackie's other daughter with Doug. And y'all, Takari wasn't the only one spilling the tea on her mother. Chantel also came out in an interview back in 2018 to talk about how Jackie destroyed her relationship with her half-sister Takari. Chantel mentioned that Jackie would make her stand watch while Takari ran a treadmill because she was too big. Her parenting style was giving neglect, because moving all across states just to keep an eye on your man, who was taking care of the kid? One user pointed this out saying, Doug is Jackie's only priority despite having beautiful daughters. She is so insecure about her own self to the point where she wouldn't let her daughters be alone with their father because she doesn't want any attention taken off of her as a wife. She was probably afraid that Doug was going to give all his attention to his girls, which is such a dumb thought process. How selfish of a mother can you be? If all of this don't tell you the kind of person Jackie Christie is, I don't know what will. So it should come as no surprise that fans are glad to learn about the long-awaited divorce. All of this is hearsay for now, but as time goes by, we'll know for sure what the real tea is. In the meantime, y'all let us know your thoughts on this. While you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe because there is so much more coming down that pipeline.